Thank you very much. It's this morning on ITV, and we're looking at Benin Monarch's courses on human traffickers, and looking at this vital and very sensitive topic with me. I have, let me start with the lady. They say ladies first. I have she is the president of Forum of Nigeria Women in Politics and former commissioner for women affairs and social development. Honorable Florence Igbeneghe, many thanks for coming.
Thank you very much. Good morning, listeners at home.
And of course, I have a very vibrant young man with me. He is the senior special assistant to the governor on human trafficking and illegal migration, Solomon Okodowa. Thank you for coming.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, let me start with you first, Solomon Okodowa. Since you've been the senior special assistant to the governor on human trafficking and illegal migration, what has been your biggest challenge?
Yeah, the biggest challenge is this overwhelming number of Nigerians, especially the extraction of legal returnees that are coming to Edo states in a large number. So these are people we never anticipated for. We never know when they left the country. All of a sudden, we started seeing them, and as a government, the government said, no, go and get the Edo people.
Okay.
Instead of them roaming around the city of Lagos and Port Harcourt, let's bring them and find a place for them to stand. And that is what we are doing.
When you say you never knew, I want to believe that you are speaking for someone else. Because before you became the senior special assistant to the governor, you've always taken track records on issues emanating from all of this migration, illegal migration and all that. And you even embarked on a journey yourself, and you came back and telling us the ordeals that Nigerians are going through. So why is that?
No, what I mean by we never anticipated this large number, the mass exodus, the way they left Nigeria in the recent time, in
Okay.
2017,
Yes.
2016, is not compared to 2010,
Okay.
2007, 2008. So what we are saying, because most of the people we are receiving now, the people that left 2017, and most few number of them 2016. You get- So the numbers keep increasing. There was a day we received 345 only Edo extraction. The flight that came from Libya that carried about 445 Edo extraction, not just all the returnees. We are 355. 355.
Okay.
So these are number. How many? So these are the things I said we are not worried about. We are looking at 80, 70, 30, and thereabouts. But now the number at the time keeps increasing.
Okay, so you mean to say that your office was overwhelmed by that number?
Certainly we were overwhelmed, and that is where we see a lot of people were coming in to support the operations.
Okay.
With the support of Edo Saka, other social workers were coming to partner with the state government to see how they can debrief these people and render their psychosocial
Okay. Responsibilities.
to this.
Okay, I'll come back to you on that. But first, let's take your comments. Florence Igbeneghe, you've always been in the stream of politics and always talking on behalf of women and the less privileged, the oppressed. We've had this challenge where there's been much exodus of persons migrating from Nigeria to other countries, mostly the youths. And looking at this, while you were formerly the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, and now, contemporary times, what can you say could be responsible for this increase, if there is an increase, in terms of moving out of the country?
Yeah, absolutely, there is an increase. It has been confirmed by the SSA that the influx recently overwhelmed them. And it's true, it overwhelmed everybody because nobody expected that so much number has left the shores of this country, And the one can really say that there are several reasons, from what we hear them say and from what is out there, One, the major thing is bad governance. If you have a bad government in place and you don't know of tomorrow, definitely you want to seek greener pasture elsewhere. There are some people, I know of a graduate of 9 years who does not have a job. A graduate, university graduate. So somebody like that, and another person just come in and say, probably somebody that's one of the fortunate ones that traveled out of the shores of the country, just came and say, and come with a very good car, well dressed, come with some few naira. He may be an impostor. He may be right. You never can tell. But one thing is sure: such people, they come, they want to lure others to leave the shores of the country. You will now say, look at me, that I've been a graduate for how many years? I don't even have a job. I'm still living under my parents. I don't even know when this job will come up. What am I still doing here? Let me just follow this person. You may be lucky, you may not be lucky, because we hear of so many people who die in the sea trying to cross over to Europe. We have heard of so many people who die in the desert trying to find their way to cross over to Europe. Even currently, there are so many videos that was in circulation of those that are being maltreated in Libya before the cry came to government to bring them back, you know. But those areas of their experiences will not be shared.
Yes.
Will not be shared to these innocent ones. So they will now be convinced that, oh, it is true. There's greener pasture, there's better life. Let me follow you. Let me go.
But we've always heard about this, and we've taken tracks of records on why a lot of persons travel, and their bottom line is seeking greener pastures. But if you take a statistics of what the records we have across board states of the federal government, Federal Republic of Nigeria, those who are returned, like the Libya issue, the Libya returnees, most of them happens to be from Edo State.
Yes.
What could be responsible for that?
Yes, it's the same scenario. It's the same scenario.
Aren't there issues of economic challenges in other states?
Absolutely.
Why is the state different?
Yeah, that is why individual differs.
Yeah.
So it depends on who is coming to talk to who. I've not lived, for instance, I've not lived in Port Harcourt all my life. I wouldn't know anybody in Port Harcourt. If I live in Libya, for instance, and I'm coming to recruit people to come to Libya, I won't go to Port Harcourt. I will come to Edo State. So the influx depends on who is there. Who is there and who is coming to convince whoever. It is true that there's economic downtrodden everywhere, but we have so much victim of these traffickers
who are
from Edo State. Yes, because it is those people that are there, coming from there to come and talk to whoever. So we have more of our people there, though a greater number this time around. So they come to talk to our people here. They don't know anybody in Lagos or in Kaduna and to go to, but they come to where they are based and they begin to recruit. And if they recruit 10, for instance, probably 5 could be successful or 2 could be successful, or definitely some might not be successful, but they will say, okay, they have done this to me. I want to do it to somebody again. Okay. The person will come around to come and talk to another person. And if you see in Edo State also, we don't have viable industries. Viable industries that could employ our youth. Government alone cannot employ everybody.
So it's basically a civil service state.
Yes. So compared to places like Lagos, Port Harcourt, even Warri, Delta State here, you know, where you have oil companies and you have other companies who are there, you know, economic situation there is far better than Edo State. So the depression, the economic depression is higher here. All
right, thank you. Let me take your comment, Solomon Okodowa. I brought this up because of the fact that you raised an aspect of your office being overwhelmed. And has it crossed your mind, the thoughts that why Edo State having such a huge number of returnees? Has it ever crossed your mind? And could you offer an idea on why this?
Yeah, for me, the reason why a lot of them are interested in living that place because of first, the high rates of the dollar exchange to naira this time, and also the effects and proceeds that comes from Europe that entices everyone that are in Nigeria, especially the vulnerables.
But the question is, why is it enticing mostly those from Edo State? Why not other states?
Yeah, one of the states.
Because the number is quite huge here.
The number fact, it's quite huge. When you look at this, for example, this Igosa, you have this Igosa, for example. Before you enter 3 streets, you count 2 houses that that has somebody overseas. And there you have the parents of those ones celebrating those, in quotes, Acatarians, that those that are hard working in Nigeria. They place utmost preference on those who are in Europe, either in Ghana, either in Libya, either in Gabon. They are in abroad. Whenever they succeeded in sending $100,
yes,
they became a celebrated person abroad. And against that one that studied in the study medicine in Univen and other part. So these are the things we need. So parents also have a role to play, who take it upon themselves to relegate the usefulness of those that are taking their energy, their time to work here in Nigeria. For example, the weather who is working as an artisan, trying to get any money, and also a barber who's working. But each time he comes back from work, he saves 1,000 naira and he gives 1,000 naira to whoever he wants to give it to. And at the end of the day, those persons will not be recognized except those who send $50 every month, who send $100 every month. Then why would that person not travel out of the country? Because he also wants to be celebrated in the family. So these are the drives of many people. And also, you say a young girl will just live in Nigeria about 20 years ago. 20 years will just live in Nigeria. In less than 6 months, you say, yeah, the mother is saying. The mother just left the place where she was selling now, went to a very bigger shop, started selling there, or these things.
From tenancy to landlord.
A lot of people. It's like you see parents at that time begging trafficker, please take care of my daughter. She's a humble girl. She can do whatever you want her to do.
Okay.
So these are the things that we need to do. So if you really want to checkmate this thing, and the time God that the Oba has stood behind.
Yeah, we'll come there. Thank you very much. Well, in case you're just joining us as this morning on ITV, we just kick-started the discussion. And we are on the Benin Monarch's courses on human traffickers. And I've been discussing with former Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Florence Igbenigwe, and who is also president of Forum of Nigerian Women in Politics, and also with the senior special assistant to the governor on human trafficking and illegal migration. Well, don't forget that you can follow us on our Twitter handle at ITV Radio NG, and also like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/ITV Radio NG. And sure you are intimated on the topic, like I said, and in the course of the discussion, we could be taking your comments as time permits. Well, I'm Philip Omo-Ogyupo, your anchor on this, and back to Florence Igbenigwe. It's awesome to know that you've been in this drive, ensuring that we have a repositioned atmosphere, mostly for those who have been overseas, sex slavery, and all that. Recently, worried by the spate of human trafficking alongside other criminal activities, the Benin Monarch invoked curses on the perpetrators of this dastardly act. Can we say that these effects are really taking its toll? Can we say that we are seeing results on the curses invoked by the Oba of Benin?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true. Excuse me. There are results from those that act done by our Oba.
Okay.
Oba Atokbe.
Yes,
I really appreciate that bold act, because most of these traffickers, you ask the question that why is it that it's prominent in Edo State?
Yes.
Most of these traffickers are from here, and majority of them are Beninese. And they respect their Oba. Even if you are not a Benin person, the Oba of Benin is a highly respected king all over. So, and the curses from the palace, they don't toy with them. They don't toy with them. And when you hear that an Oba has made a pronunciation, he didn't even do it alone. He didn't just come out addressing a press conference or addressing dignitaries and talking about it. No. He assembled all the all the native doctors in the domain. He assembled all the who is who in the area of this act. You know, he assembled the good, the bad, and the ugly, the witches, the wizards, all of them. He assembled them in the palace. And every society have their own culture and tradition, and they believe strongly in them.
Yes.
So whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, or whatever you think you are, what is bad is bad. So even if you say, I'm not a juju server, I don't believe in that, and you involve yourself in such a criminal act, God will turn his back against you. Even I know that Allah will turn his back against you, because there's no place in the Christendom or in Muslim that says that you should be enslaving your fellow human being. There is no place that says so that you should involve them or indulge them in criminal acts. Because as far as I'm concerned, using somebody's body parts as an oath is criminal. It's criminal. There is no way it is acceptable by anybody. So enslaving them is another criminal act, because there is nothing like slavery anymore. So people that do all these things, if you think that you are not a traditional person, I don't believe in that, so the curse will not work on you, you are a liar. And I know that there are so many people that have been crying here and there. You know, they've invested so much, this, that. It's not a good investment. It's not at all. And those who celebrate economic power, you don't look at what people have done. You don't look at integrity. You don't look at efforts that people have made to bring a better society. You don't look at effort that people have made to go to school, to be educated, to live a noble life, to begin to do things that can transform the society gradually. Rome was not built in a day, you know. So you just begin to, you serve wealth, you worship wealth, you worship people who have made it. You don't care how they made it, you know. So such people should be able to refrain from such acts.
Okay.
Because the same cause will go to them.
Okay.
Yes, the same cause. Those that begin to give people who have money front seat in the churches, or begin to worship people who come to donate to your church, you don't care how they make money. If you don't stop all these kind of things, the same cause will go to you. That is just the gospel truth.
Well, as reports will have it, it was said that a juju that was not exposed to the sun for over 800 years was brought to the open. That's scary. Solomon Okodowa.
We salute the courage
Yes.
of the second for coming out boldly to stand behind all Edo people on this trying time. It was really a trying time. When you look at CNN, you see the documentary that was dedicated to African and Edo was the focal points on human trafficking. Then you see the way they treat Nigerians, especially in Libya. Look at your stature. If you are a stunt guy, they will be pricing you $700, $600 in open markets. In the open markets.
That's slavery.
Slavery that is in our modern days. So these are the things that I think that we really thank the courage of our Manoba for this act that he has done. And I tell you that we how to got it so far, especially from Russia. As we speak now, we have two guys that came from Russia 4 days ago. Okay. They came because the madam has allowed them to go. They said they will not worry, they will not pay you. And NGO pay for transport for this, they pay for the air ticket, and as we speak now, they're in Benin. Okay. Then they will have somebody in India. From India, she got there through the help of madam.
Help of madam.
They are madam, so-called madam.
Yes.
Traffickers.
How we used to fly. She doesn't. Somebody must be responsible for her.
Yes.
Now the woman said, he doesn't want to incur the right of Benin.
Yes.
Please go. Now there's another Igbo woman who played an active part again in the documentation, and he said, I am not from Edo State. That policy goes to me. If he doesn't pay my money, I will not let you go. And I said, okay,
that one was also adamant. That one was adamant.
We contacted the woman, and she should allow this girl to go in her own,
Yes.
For her own good.
Yes.
Now there are two again. They're not too little. In Italy also, Madame has let their girls go. Most of the girls now to speak now, they are living in the train station because they no place to stay. The mother will not allow them to stay because nothing will come from there. So they are now fetching from there. Most of them are stranded. Even in Libya now, the mother that were bringing girls from Benin to Libya, from Libya to Italy, have deserted the girls as we speak now in Italy. They don't want to send money because they don't even know if they try to help now, everything will fall back to them again. So now it's at the mercy of the Libyan boys now, and the Nigerians who are also stranded in Libya. For these girls to either to find their way back or to remain there perpetually.
Okay, some are still stranded in Libya.
Many are
and we have over 3,000 Libya returnees.
3,000 plus.
Okay.
And between May and June, we are expecting 15,000 according to IOM.
15,000.
15,000. I'm telling you now, we are expecting, I don't know, 15,000 to Nigeria, to those states.
Oh, yeah.
15,000
to
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
If we can have 350 out of 45, out of 450, then you do that and practice.
Yes, you get the statistics. Okay.
You understand? So from November 7, that the Edo State government through the task force against human trafficking, because the task force the government set up has been the one championing and piloting the entire process ever since.
Okay.
They be the one giving them the welcome pack. They be the one.
We'll come back. Yes, thank you. You have a way of engaging my thoughts, but I'll come back on the welcome pack and all that. But Honorable Florence, let's look at the aspect where, like what Okodowa just said, the aspect where some who are not indigenous, some traffickers, human traffickers, who are not indigenous of the state, may say that they don't give a damn. After all, they are not from the state. How do we arrest that or tackle that?
Well, they are only joking with their lives. Because like I said earlier on, what is bad is bad. So if you know that you are especially an Edo indigene with you, for your own good, just return that girl or allow her to go. Allow her to go. Except you are there with your own Igbo girl with you. If anybody that have an Edo person with her or with him trafficked, for your own good, return that person. Because the father of the land has placed a curse. The whole people have placed a curse. And I'm very convinced that there is nobody that is against that cause. Any normal human being that is against that cause. And if you don't return those girls, definitely nemesis will fall on you. Because it is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. You were not enslaved. Even if you were enslaved, why must you enslave somebody else? And you give them that kind of torture. If you hear the revelations of these trafficked girls, you will shed tears for them. The worst scenario is that nobody will come and let people know the exact position of these girls being trafficked over there. They will tell you the good side. And parents will say, okay, my daughter, come and go and bring money for me. It's an abomination. It's an abomination. The causes also goes to parents who will still want to traffic their own children. Because you cannot, it's appalling for a parent or parents to say, my child, come and go and work for me. That is a shame. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace if you cannot feed your children, you cannot take care of them. You are an infidel.
Okay.
You don't have a right to send them to go and stay under the hot cold hot summer. You are there. Under the chilling cold, you are there, and you begin to. A girl was confessing that she made 5,000 naira in a week, and she slept about 15 men. 15 men to give you 5,000 naira. 15 men. Do you know what that one means? A serious trauma. Some of these girls will not even come out of this trauma because it's a serious trauma. And I strongly believe that, God is in charge. God is involved in this matter. And the idea of these countries, bringing everybody back like that, I don't so much support it. If there are some that could be useful outside prostitution or outside all those kind of odd things that they do, and you see them, because some of these girls they're educated, and some of them are even skilled. You know, it's not all of them that are loafers. Not all of them. You know, try to screen them. The ones that you feel that could be used, will engage them. Try to engage them for better things, so that they themselves will be able to say, oh, there are really better ways.
Okay.
Edo State government cannot do all these things. I'm telling you the gospel truth. You can imagine 3,000 giving them those kind of stipends. How will they, for how long will they continue? And if the number that is being expected come, what is going to happen? You can imagine that.
All right, Solomon, I think you have an answer to give on this question, because we're looking at the aspect where some persons may not want to come back to the country. Probably they have a better life, a better stay, and all that. Does the government force them to come? Okay.
The one government is most interested in, not the government, the international organization.
Okay.
There's
IOM.
International Organization for Migration, IOM, and EU, European Union, under the UN's responsible program.
Yes.
Are those who are in detention camps.
In detention camps.
Those in prisons.
Okay.
Various prison facilities. Those that were marked for slavery. Those that were positioned for organ harvesting. Those are the people that these are the targeted people. They are not those that are doing their job. There are people that are doing their professional pilots.
Legitimate business.
Footballers in Libya, there are those that are doing good job. They have a way of, they send money back to Nigeria. They are doing well there. Nobody's after those ones. But those that were listening
That are being oppressed, that are facing harsh conditions.
Exploited.
Yes, that are in camps, in prison, in cells.
They are going out, looking out for. Please, you want to go back home, say yes. What is your name? Where did you come from? Where is it? They'll take their information, profile them, and make an arrangement for them to come back. And when they arrive, before they arrive, they send the manifest to us.
Yes.
And that is where they say also the true task force against human trafficking, ably led by our professor Jim Kano.
Yes, of course.
Send a delegate to airports, either Lagos Airport or Port Harcourt Airport. But for the recent time, we'll be using the Lagos Airport. So meet with them at the airport, lodge them in the hotel, bring them charter the vehicle from Lagos down to Benin. Then from Benin, also lodge them, allow them to come down, ask them necessary question: why did you left Nigeria? What were you doing before you left? Now that you are back, what do you want to do? Yeah. These are the things to make them feel loved and feel at home.
Yes, again, like what we've been talking about, what even Honorable Florence Igbeneghu said, is overwhelming, the number that is coming to Edo State.
Yes.
And then with what we're also expecting, and the stipend that the government is paying, I believe it's about 20,000 naira monthly.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have such a stretch of thousands of returnees. And this stipend will be paid for up to 3 months?
Yes, that was what governor said on November 7th.
So how feasible is this, having this huge number?
Let me clear that particular aspect. So I know that a lot of returnees listen to this program right now. Yeah. Now, the government made that announcement when they received the 82 returnees in November 7th, precisely. That's 20,000 stipend, the monthly stipend, and made a recommendation of 20,000 naira, and they graciously approved. Now, ever since we've been able to do,
and it's for a period of 3 months.
3 months, so we've been able to do 1 month. Every expenses that we'll be doing is solely funded by those state governments. Nobody from international agencies has gone to the aid of those.
As we hear on grapevine.
The governor himself, because when the man was, campaigning for the election, he never envisaged that thousands of Edo people will return from Libya. When they were making budget, this man never thought that this in India will go have to do this long draw.
So these expenses are not tracked by the budget. They are not tracked in the budget, right?
God, the passion and the love he has for the good people of Edo States. And he said, no, let us set something aside for these emergencies. Because these are emergencies issues that came on this plan. That is why the one we have, it said so. And I believe he's going to make out to his plan, to keep out to his promise. Definitely. We've been able to do first 1 month stipend to all these people. Now think about 20,000 and multiply by 3,000 plus.
When you say you've been able to do a month stipend,
yes,
For what month?
For what month?
Yes.
No, we have everyone that came in every batch.
Yes.
Okay, the month for that batch.
Yes.
Okay.
All of them. One month. So we've been able to go.
So that means the government is, let's put it this way, has backlog to pay.
Definitely, yes, we have backlog to pay. And
If we look at the backlog, and then we look at the envisaged number coming, how does the government tackle that? Or will you be looking for assistance internationally? Or what is the drive? What are the expectations? What are the...
open for assistance.
Okay.
The government, we're not only international agencies, we are even calling on many Edo people to come with a kind of area of their assistance to support in whichever ways. Business communities, because these people, they are also threat to the societies. Not just, this is not a program of government alone. No, that is a holistic program that will require a holistic solution. Everybody needs to come together to the aid of government at this time to see how we can address this matter holistically. The government is open. So if you come up with a program, even the ITV can also partner by helping us to tell the donors to come and support what the government is doing. We have the plans for these returnees. But we might be, there might be a kind of a delay in actualizing this plan. But there are people whom God has blessed with unlimited resources to see how if they can come in and say, yes, let me train 20 returnees for the legal returnees. It's going to be a plus. 20 minus 3,000. It has the number of people in the prison. Others also come and maybe churches also come and say, yes, I will train 50. We have churches in Benin. It's not the program of government alone. Government, you see the physical role that they're doing other things in the society.
Okay, thank you.
These are the programs of the government. And returnees also now is also an active part of government's program. So these people should understand that yes, there are processes in government.
You engaged my thought again when you said these persons are a threat. Florence, I don't know if you also thought along that, looking at the massive number and can we say fortunate or unfortunate for the administration of Gordon Obaseki to accommodate this? But do you see this as a threat?
Well,
in terms of the resources and insecurity issues.
We can only talk about the resources.
Okay.
Threat to the resources in the sense that they have not been placed in the budget. But I think there is always a way of having a, what do you call it? So budget. When you go to the House of Assembly
okay.
for another budget,
okay, like,
there's a word to use for it.
Okay, like,
so, yes,
like a supplementary
budget,
okay.
Yes. There's always a way for that, any day, any time. So if there are emergencies like this, which is glaring to everybody, there can be a way of going to the House for a supplementary budget.
And definitely government functionaries must
yes,
think along that line.
Absolutely. That's why I said it's a glaring thing for everybody. So nobody will want to raise an eyebrow or something like that about why are you looking for such money, And the issue of giving them that stipend is a kind of probably encouraging them to be part of what is going on. The major area is letting them loose.
After 3 months?
Exactly. That is
I think that's where the threat is coming in.
Yes, that is the critical area. Okay, November to this time, we already have 5 months. Sorry, we already have 6, 7 months.
Okay.
And those ones that came in November, where are they now? Yes, where are they now? Where are they now? Have they been settled? I know that the government put some different skills and train them in different agricultural produce. Do they have their own farms now? Are they working as cooperatives now?
Are they monitored?
Are they being monitored? Are they being accommodated? Have they been settled? Probably you say, okay, this is your own accommodation. Be here and face your business. And there should be a monitoring team for these people. Because if you just engage them, you train them in skills, then you now say, okay, go. You are giving them 20,000 naira. Now they are going to the field to start fending for themselves. Definitely, if those that are involved in agric or whatever skill, you can't just begin to get income immediately. You have to settle down. You have to start You have to get yourself engaged. You have to look for customers. People have to know you. You have to get yourself integrated properly before we can say, okay, economically, I can be on my own. What are these plans? I don't know if you have a record or a dossier of those that came in November, their position right now. Where are they? How are they faring?
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good
because
one.
you can't just engage people. Say, okay, we have brought this people, we have engaged them, so go. You are creating more problems. Don't forget that these people have been neglected by the society and they've not been integrated properly. I don't know if you have, if your scheme involves integration. Not integration of one day or integration of 1 week. These are people that have seen so much. They have passed through a lot. And their psyche is different. So they need proper integration, proper orientation in order to make them useful to the society. Because there are so many things that they have to do. If you go everywhere now, you don't see labor anymore. Not knowing that all of them have gone to Libya until we started seeing them coming back.
Okay, thank you.
You see outsiders coming from the north, from everywhere, to come and start being engaged here for one labor or the other. So these people are now coming. Don't forget that these people are coming from a traumatic environment. They are coming from an environment that they have never seen in their lives before until they got there.
Yes.
What are your plans for integration?
Okay,
those that have come in November, where
yes.
are they?
Yes.
How much have they been integrated?
I remember vividly, and I want to thank you so much, Solomon Okodowa. You made mention of your office being overwhelmed. And then you also made mention of the number coming and then the threats. Let's look at this aspect where after paying the stipends for 3 months, now we are having this challenge, as you said, the government is even having backlog. And how does the government, because if you look at this aspect where after 3 months of paying these stipends, they are brought into the society, are there any packages or schemes or trainings that the government has really made them to go through and take off grants given and then monetary teams like that? Do we have that on the ground?
Let me collect one question. I didn't say we have paid 3 months.
No, he didn't
You
say
said
so.
1 month.
Okay, 1 month.
Yes, we got that.
Returnees that have been
Yeah, but you may mention that there is a backlog.
There is a backlog,
Yes.
and we are going to make sure that we make it up to them.
And so when these persons have done 3 months, even though you've not paid the 3 months, they are expected to face the society.
Yeah, before the 3
Now,
months,
if you've not paid the backlog,
1 minute.
how are they going to cope?
1 minute.
Oh,
Before
okay.
3 months,
Yes.
the idea of Mr. Governor is the person will undergo training in whichever way he or she wants. They have a choice.
They choose the scheme that they want to embark on.
Come and train. It is no. They tell us something about I want to go back to school.
Okay, what are the variety?
Yes.
Let's see the variety of
Choices.
vocational studies that they can embark on, or trainings, schemes.
We have agricultural returnees. You remember December this year, 150 were trained in ADP. Where 150 hectares of land were released, and also 100 million.
Are they working on those settlements as we speak?
The farm is what is it called? Sapler Road here.
Okay.
Obayato community precisely. Obayato community.
Okay.
So
Have we seen graduates from that training? And they've been given this settlement.
Those are the graduates now.
Okay.
That's not the place for the training.
Okay.
That's the place
They have been trained.
they intend to. So that is they are setting up their farm now.
Okay. So
Now,
they've taken off.
Yes. Now the second one is the area of the one we trade the task force and the human trafficking now. They trade is one of the trainings they've done in cosmetology, bead making, and these are choices of people. Choices of people. They will sign up for it and please this is what area I want to do. And when they get to a sizable number, they give them a resource person to give them the training and give them that kind of to support. So these are the things, and those ones that have not gotten the support will be marked down. So when the government approve the support, because all the approval comes from the government, but the training must be given first. Now the idea is not just to keep giving you money. The idea is to make you be kind of a wealth creator.
Yes.
It will be invented to know what to do with money whenever you get that money.
To be self-reliant.
To be self-reliant. That is the idea. And that is what the task force is committed in doing. The task force, I can tell you, they contacted several people to come to partner with other people.
Okay, so for those graduates in cosmetology, like you said, and other areas.
Fashion design.
Okay, yes. Are they given take-off grants?
Some were given take-off grants. Where some had this penciled down for this subsequent one.
Okay.
You understand? So, like I said earlier, once the training is done and the fund is not available, they will keep time on you. You know, keep talking to you. Why we source for the fund? You know, separately to call you, because definitely we must give you something to get your feet back on the ground. Because we want to keep monitoring you so you will be an ambassador of this program we are doing.
Okay.
You understand? So nobody is left in the idle. Nobody is kept in the dark in this entire process. From time to time we call them to say, yeah, this is what we have a grant. Are you interested in this or you're interested in that? We tell you this is what we are interested in. They give us a choice. Just recently, the task force registered some of the girls in schools, School of Adult Learning in Benin. This is what they said they want to be part of. Not
be educated.
Not something against their wish. They made their choices. And when they made their choices, then we look for a way to go with their choice, because that is their choice at that time.
Okay.
I'm probably
okay,
sorry.
you.
Those the educated ones. The educated ones. I want to believe that government too, those that say they want civil service job, if they can be given.
Okay, if they can be given jobs in that line.
Yes.
Well, there's a limit we can ask you such questions, but
no, he's in charge.
There are some multinational government, I wouldn't want to mention their name now, yes,
okay,
who have contacted us to bring names of returnees. They are big companies in Benin, and we send the names to them. And we found out that we have a lot of graduates in this.
Yes.
So you have a letterlet, you have this, you have given the criteria, and we be able to supply those information to them. You understand? So when the time comes, we'll call the people directly to this, they'll connect them together. That's what the task force is doing.
Okay, let's look at the aspect, while we digress from that, let's look at the aspect coining this topic that brought the reasons for this topic. We have the human traffickers who we believe, like what the Benin Monarch'S said, to desist from such act. Otherwise, they will incur the wrath of the monarch. But let's look at the aspect where they can also be caught. Because it's one thing to do this. It's another for some to still be caught so that they can serve as a deterrent to others.
Yes.
How do we tackle that along
yes,
this line?
I want to believe that it is for that purpose that a new bill was sent to the House of Assembly.
Okay.
So that they could have stiff penalty on these traffickers, because definitely there will definitely be some scapegoats. There are
and it depends on the victims to speak out. To tell us
Exactly,
about the
they are
names of
ready.
the madams.
Yes, they are ready.
Okodo made mention of madam, but
Yes.
we want to hear names. We want to see
No,
names.
some do. There was one video that was in circulation in social media. The lady came all out. She said she's Isha, and that all this madam, she says so many things I don't want to say on air.
Okay.
So many things. So somebody like that, she was ready. She's ready to name her madams, and she threatened them that if they don't release all the girls in their custodies, that she is going to name them. She's going to release their names, all their contacts, and everything. You get it? So these people, as far as they know that they have backings, because one thing is for you to say, like the police will say, give us information, we will protect you. If you feel that the police will not protect you when you give them information, they won't give you information. But now that they know that the monarch, the Oba of Benin is behind them, the government, the state government is behind them, and they know that they are going to be well protected, they will talk.
Yes.
They will talk. And by the time they say anything, and anybody is found wanting Absolutely, there will be scapegoats.
Okay, Solomon Okodowa, are there counselors or are there officials in your team that could make the Libya returnees expose the traffickers?
Definitely.
Okay.
We have the security and investigating unit of the task force who is in charge, who was active in this very particular area. So in this year, we've arrested some other people and some have been charged to court already.
Okay, so
to thank God that this new law that is about to be,
the bill.
You can't see the new development. It's going to give us a great opportunity to apprehend these people and go into persecution immediately.
Yes.
We have
Okay.
a lot of them.
Okay.
We have contact now to speak from different countries. So when we know where to go, but we don't want to go there because it's going to be kind of. So we want it, once we have the law in place now, you will see what we're going to be happening in Benin. And tell you they are going to run away from those states.
Yeah.
They
You
will,
understand?
they will relocate.
They are going to run away from there. It's certainly going to run away from those states. I can tell you that. But here with the law now, with the backing of the Omonoba, nobody's going to dare that business in Benin. You want to do it, look for that, or go to that place, go and do it conveniently.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
But the dome must be known for that cultural value
Yes.
that we used to be known for.
Okay. Thank you very much,
They know.
Solomon Okodowa. As we round off, Florence Binige, your
Okay.
final,
Well,
your conclusion on this segment.
Yes, I want everybody to sincerely support this idea because I know that NGOs are working in this same area and the government is not networking with other non-governmental organizations. That is local, smaller.
Okay,
There should be,
yeah,
there should
yes.
be, yes, there should be a lot of synergy. There's no synergy
At
between,
present?
yes, at present.
At the state government
Yes,
level?
yes, between the state government and non-governmental organizations. Because I remember when we had a demonstration to the House of Assembly, prompting them to give that bill accelerated hearing. I was part of that team who carried that placard to House of Assembly. And it took the House so long, hours, to come out and attend to us. That is not sincerity of purpose. I know that the House is willing to support.
You mean under the present administration of
Yes,
President Obaseki?
yes. Everybody is willing to support what is good. The Oba has taken the lead. The state government have taken the lead. So let everybody be on board in this project. I call it a project because it has a meaningful end. So if everybody work together, have a common synergy in this area, it's going to give us a lot of leverage. The churches, like you mentioned, need to key into it. All multinational companies, they need to key into it. If you have not reached them, try to reach them. All multinational companies, they don't have to shy away from their social responsibility. This is part of their social responsibility. They cannot shy away from it. And I'm saying that they should not be looking at these returnees as giving them skills alone. They should give them employment. They should give them employment. There is nothing wrong if a returnee have a letter of employment from an oil company to be working there as a staff, not as a contract staff. You understand? So these are areas that we should look into it. If somebody else is seeing another person working in such an outfit and the person is a returnee, yes, he'll be inspired to come back because there's no place in the whole world where you can make money within a while. It's just unfortunate that the Nigerian economy is very poor. That is why you bring $1 here and it becomes so much money. Yes. If not, it's the same thing. It's the same process.
Yes.
It's the same way you make your money there that others make their money here. The only difference is the economic downtrodden, which has devalued the naira and has upgraded these foreign currencies. That is just the difference. So let us try as much as possible to salvage this country together. Nigeria is a nation that is very, very rich. It's one of the richest nations all over the world, endowed with material, human, and every resource you can think of.
Mineral resources. We always say
Mineral
this.
resources everywhere.
Yes.
Food everywhere.
But need to diversify.
When I went to, I travel so much. When I'm in America, and we go and shop for food, I will say, God, is food so cheap here? Up to plantain that we buy here is very cheap, in America. So food is cheap there.
Relatively, would you say it's cheaper over there?
It's cheap, honestly speaking, it's cheaper over there. So let us come and see how we can salvage this nation together. Let us begin to have good leaders, leaders of thought, leaders who think that they can help to make this, who can have your own issue in his heart.
Yeah.
Not leaders who are selfish. Not leaders who are piling up money that their own great-grandchildren cannot even exhaust.
Thank you.
Not leaders who are not interested in the welfare of his own fellow Nigerian. If everybody is okay, you will sleep with your two eyes closed. If everybody is not okay, they say when one person is rich in a family, that family is a poor family. So everybody needs to be well-doing. You know, if I have my own job, and I can fend for myself, you have your own. The place will be a peaceful and a better place for us to live in. And the security agents, you all have roles to play. Somebody was saying in the social media not too long ago that two old men were arrested and they were asking them to go and bring 400,000 naira to bail themselves. 400,000 naira. Where can such people get 400,000 naira just to bail themselves?
Yes,
what is the money going to be used for? So what are you insinuating?
Like you said in social media and
in social media, and the person said he's ready to come all out to testify. He even mentioned the names, which I don't want to mention here. Okay. He mentioned the names of these police people.
Okay, but
so what are we talking about?
But those are allegations.
They are, but I'm telling you that there are speculations.
We can't hold what in the social media.
That is why I mentioned it. I said social media. I didn't say ITV station. I said social media. Yes. And the person said he's ready to come out anywhere to say it. And I believe that everybody, wherever you are serving, that is the point I'm trying to make.
Yes.
Wherever you are serving, everybody cannot be a policeman. Everybody cannot be a doctor. Everybody cannot be a politician. Everybody cannot be a governor. You have your own place where God has placed you. Be fair in your dealings with people. Be fair. And all these people who try to see how they could celebrate wealth, irrespective of the means through which the person make that wealth, disease from it. Everybody is a culprit in that area, no matter the sector. Try to disease from it. Don't celebrate wealth. Celebrate dignity.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Florence Igbenege. I know a lot you would want to share and with the viewers. And, well, we are framed to work with a time limit. And we do hope that next time we'll be able to have more of you to express all of this. Many thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
And of course, a senior special assistant to the governor on human trafficking and illegal migration. A lot was shared today, but let me quickly take what Florence Igbenege said in the aspect of networking at the state government level. The governor networking with other NGOs, other bodies to ensure that this drive comes and pulls through. Is there anything like that?
Yes. The government through the task force is actually networking with local NGOs. We are not relegating anywhere. We are not supplying anybody.
Okay.
So any NGO that has a meaningful contribution to the development of the states with regards to human trafficking and illegal migration, the task force is open. The office is open 24 hours a day to ensure that yes, whoever that has meaningful contribution, whichever way you want, either in the area of advocacy, the area of counseling, the area of integration, is open. So we are working with all the NGOs.
Okay.
So if you feel that with this NGO that have not been contacted, maybe for an oversight, whenever they come, definitely we will sit down with them and find out area of common interest and work together.
Okay, your final words on this segment.
Yeah, my final words on this segment is the project of Edo State government is not to tell people not to travel, but if you want to travel the right way. That is the idea. If you want to travel legitimately and stop human trafficking, because at this time, because of the land is against it, and the government of the land is against it.
Thank you, Solomon Okorowa. Thank you, Florence Igbenege. Well, so much thoughts have been shared. Like we did say, this all is just to shape up policies of government in order to make the polity a better one, reposition the citizenry for better things ahead. We just hope that the government at all levels across the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will key in and ensure that there's respite in ensuring that people who come as returnees are given a place, given jobs, given take-off grants, and become better people. By so doing, the threat, as we seem to believe that if the government doesn't come in, there could be a problem where they will be poured into the society and become hoodlums, charlatans, miscreants. That will be nipped in the bud. Well, so much has been said. It's still this morning on ITV. We'll progress on other segments.